So get this, I was getting all fired up to do an episode about this super exciting topic, the scroll lock key on the original IBM PC keyboard. I've got so much friggin' stuff I want to talk about. So I'm looking for ways to make all this kind of easier for me. As it is now, once I get my script idea down, I try and out a script that I can use to kind of talk through the topic. I don't read verbatim, I try not to. Um, I had this thing in my head for a while where I had to say exactly what I wrote to keep my place. And when I glitched, I'd leave this huge gap in the recording as some kind of indicator to myself that I needed to go back and cut something. The specifics of all that are unimportant, but the bottom line is it slows me down quite a bit, obviously. And because of those impediments, I was actually creating for myself. I was unknowingly frustrating myself in the run up to doing an episode. So I'm trying to fix that. I'm also going to record these using my Memoji from Apple for the time being, at least. First thing, in order to make more compelling content, I need to have something more than just words on a screen. And I simply can't look at my face and think about any topic at all. In fact, I just today realized that when I'm working over a video chat, I typically ignore my frame in the video. I guess it's just a little mind trick I've developed over time. Because as I was thinking about it earlier, I glanced up in the middle of talking, caught an image of myself, and totally lost my train of thought. As soon as I saw myself speaking, it was done. If anything, I probably look down more than anything. And so whatever I end up doing is probably going to end up looking down quite a bit. Just, I can't even kind of look in the vicinity of the camera. It's just not natural for me. I also do something I've been completely unaware of until I actually recorded myself. I tilt my head in this weird way when I'm feeling a little triggered or when I feel like I like right now, like I feel like there's a point I'm trying to make and I'm searching for the words and my head just tilts and it's weird to see it because I don't feel it at all. And like I said, I can't undersell how weird all this is for me. It's uncomfortable even to think about it. Like I need to get this out so I don't have to be aware of my face when I say it. The way my mouth looks when I talk, it just completely and totally freaks me out more than any other part of it, honestly. I get it. I'm weird, remember? All I see is me lisping my words. And hey, maybe I do have a bit of a lisp. I don't hear it if it's there, and that's cool with me. I'm used to things this way. So when I go back and I hear the recorded version or I watch the recorded version and it doesn't match up to what I've got in my head, it is impossible to process. I lost my words there because I've even got a script in front of me. And I lost my words because it just freaks me out. The way my mouth moves to achieve the effect that I hear in my brain has never been something I ever needed to process. I've never watched myself do this in a mirror. So seeing it and trying to process it for the first time is a lot. And I know all this because I've been experimenting with ways to be on camera without really being on camera, if you know what I mean. I've looked at using filters and these different phone apps, and I was going to play around with my office setup upstairs so I can record an episode using a little bit of new tech that I've got just to see how things go. And I was trying all these sort of saw filters and lenses where my image looks like it's sort of hand drawn. It still looks too much like me. I can't get past it. Black and white filters and colored lens gels and you name it. I've looked at everything, things on my phone, things on the camera on my Mac, the computer up in my office, and it all comes back to it's just way too much me. I think I found something that can work, and I'm actually excited if it does. I'm nervous as hell for a lot of reasons. Like I've said from the jump, I'm not in this for the likes or the subscribes or any of that nonsense. It blows me away that people have actually subscribed to my channel. I mean, it in the best way possible freaks me out. I actually want to make some compelling content. If I'm saying things that people are finding and it's resonating, I want to do more of it. I've got all these old IT stories to, some of my favorite hero moment stories, to code I've actually written, to how Tiny Chef factors into all of this, to these stupid hacks I did, to a bunch of even dumber hacks I did. Note the change in words. One thing I desperately want to do is something I'm calling Hacker Hate Watch. Don't worry, it has a positive message. Think of a more skeptical MST3K based on some weird computer security stuff. And if you don't know MST3K, I implore you to follow a few of the links in the description. I have so many thoughts on that show. I absolutely love it. And it turns out people like content on a video platform that actually contains video elements, not just words like one of those karaoke videos. I've mentioned Dave Plummer a few times now, and he does all these cool inset shots where his code is in one window and his video is down in one corner. I want to do stuff like that, just not using my face. So, scroll lock key. See, I remember. Dave mentioned the scroll lock key in one of the videos I watched. I'll link it in the description. But as I was watching it, I immediately recalled that all of the old PC register, PC keyboard status lights were stored in in segment 0x0040 in memory. And that the offset, I told Dave I thought it was 01C0. It turns out it was not that, it was 0017. um and I was going to go find this old book, and I was going to turn this into this cool idea, but it's not going to be compelling if it's not something there. So and there's this one video. Dave starts writing a Windows app in assembly language, which I'm going to tell you, that is the single most awesome nerd flex I have ever seen in my life. Now, I don't know if it was, real time speed or what, but man, that was nice. And I've got one that I personally feel is a little better, but it really, really, really needs a demo with it. And it's I honestly, this is probably one of my favorite stories to tell. I just got to get the tech part right, and to do all that, I think I've got to get okay with my face too. It's not going to be easy. It's never been easy talking about it. I keep coming up with unnecessary distractions to avoid the subject. And if I get into something that makes me a little misty and I see it, I don't like how that makes me feel. It's uncomfortable to talk about. I'm sorry. So thanks for bearing with me. I'm getting there. Take care.